Every year, the Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries stocks channel catfish at multiple community fishing ponds throughout the state through the Get Out and Fish program. Channel catfish are one of the most widespread and commonly caught species in the U.S., making them a fun and easy species to target both for beginners and experienced anglers. In this video, we'll go over some basic equipment and techniques you can use to catch channel cats at our Get Out and Fish locations. Let's start by taking a look at our rod and reel. For your reel, you can use either a closed-faced or spin-cast reel or an open-faced or spinning reel like you see here. When choosing your rod, we recommend going with a medium or heavy action rod to hold up to the strong pull of a catfish. You can find the strength of most rods listed on the side of the rod, normally just above the reel seat. For your line, any standard monofilament line will work for channel cats. 8 to 12 pound line is recommended. You can find both the type of line and the strength of line on your line's packaging. Now that we've covered your rod, reel, and line, let's take a look at some other equipment you'll want to bring along in your tackle box. When fishing for catfish, we recommend using circle hooks. Circle hooks help prevent the fish from fully swallowing the hook, making them safer for the fish and often easier to remove for anglers. As for hook size, around a 2/0 to 3/0 sized hook will work for most people. Circle hooks are designed to fit snugly into the corner of a fish's mouth, so try changing up hook sizes if you have difficulty getting bites or landing fish. Make sure to always bring along an assortment of hook sizes to give yourself options during your fishing trips. Next, we'll need something called an egg sinker, which is a key piece of the rig we'll be putting together at the end of the video. Egg sinkers are designed to slide freely up and down your line, which helps prevent fish from feeling the weight of your sinker when they take your bait. Egg sinkers will also allow our rig to roll across the bottom without getting snagged, giving it a more natural look and feel for the fish. And lastly, we'll need what's called a barrel swivel. We'll see why this is important in a moment when we put together our final rig. Any size of swivel will be strong enough for channel catfish. Just try to match your swivel to the size of the rest of your tackle. Now that we've covered all our equipment, let's see how we put these pieces together to construct what's called a slip rig or a Carolina rig, one of the most widely used catfish rigs in the world. We're going to first take our egg sinker and slide it onto our main line coming from our rod. This is where the name slip rig comes from. Next, we're going to take our main line and tie it to one end of the barrel swivel the same way we would tie it onto a hook. If needed, pause the video and visit the URL below for a tutorial video on how to tie basic fishing knots. After we've done that, we'll need to cut what's called a leader line. This will be a 12 to 24 inch piece of line that will attach to the other end of our swivel. And to finish the rig, we just need to tie on our circle hook to the end of our leader line. And here we can see our completed rig, commonly called the Carolina rig. Now that we have all our equipment set up, let's go over some of the baits we can use to catch channel catfish. Pretty much any protein source that gives off a strong scent will work well with this rig. Dough baits made for catfish, like you see here, are often a popular choice among anglers, as well as other baits like worms, chicken liver, dead shrimp, or even hot dogs. Channel catfish are rarely picky eaters, so use the best bait you have available. To wrap up, let's look at how to properly fish using the Carolina rig that we've assembled. To fish with this rig, simply cast out your line, let it sink to the bottom, then let it sit until you get a bite. You may have to wait a little while for fish to make their way to your bait, so don't give up if you aren't getting bites immediately. Patience is key with this catfishing method. You'll know you've got a fish on the end of your line when you see your rod begin to bend like this. At that point, begin reeling in and be prepared to land your fish. Now that you've learned all the tips and tricks for catching channel cats, it's time to get out and fish. Follow the link below to view a list of ponds that are part of our Get Out and Fish program, stocking schedules, and other events in areas near you. Thanks for watching.